Hello, my name is Jordan Stewart. Welcome to People in Perspective. With me today, I have Steve Fisher from Q101. He's a DJ. Welcome. Thanks for coming on the show.
Hey, Jordan, thanks for having me.
Let's start off, for the people that don't know, what kind of music do you play on Q101?
We play what they pretty much call alternative, which ironically is kind of an oxymoron. I mean, alternative really isn't alternative anymore. It's just, we pretty much play new music, and we try to play stuff that's unusual and different, you know, a lot of rock. We play a lot of stuff that has even some hip-hop influences in it. But a lot of the videos that you see on MTV, you'll pretty much hear a lot of those artists on Q101. And our main focus is just playing a lot of new bands and new artists that nobody's ever heard of.
Now, what's your own preferences?
My own preferences?
To music, yeah.
I mean, I love the music on Q101, without a doubt, but I also love all types of different music. I love Pearl Jam, and I like Soundgarden, I like Nine Inch Nails and things like that, but I mean, I listen to everything. I listen to hip-hop, I like Public Enemy and, you know, Ice Cube, and then I also like, you know, everything from gospel to, you know, classic rock to you name it. I mean, jazz, anything. So I'm into a lot of different stuff.
Now, regarding song playing, do you have like a certain list that you have to follow, or is it just whatever you want to play?
Yeah, it's a good question. A lot of people think that as a DJ you get to pick out every song you get to play, and actually the case is that we have a music director and a program director who collaborate, and judging by people's requests and how well people like the certain music that we're playing and how well the albums are selling, we start, you know, playing the most popular songs that the most amount of people that listen to Q101 really like. And for that reason, it's kind of like working at McDonald's. We got to serve what's on the menu. You know, we have to serve everything. So, and to answer that question, no, we really don't have a lot of creative freedom when it comes to choosing the music. And we just let our music director and the listeners of Q101 decide, you know, what songs they want to hear.
Now, does your boss give you any special things you have to talk about, and how does he do that if that's true? Yeah,
we pretty much focus on, you know, promotions that are tied into Q101 or things that are tied into music. You know, I like to share, you know, personal stories on the air once in a while, and, you know, and what's going on as far as, you know, current events. You know, when the Bulls are going for their 5th NBA championship, we'll be talking about that a lot. Or if there's a big, you know, local happening, we'll talk about that. And the fact that, you know, it's the holiday season, we'll talk about, you know, shopping, I'm sure, a lot, and Christmas and all the other holidays too. But we pretty much focus on, you know, Q101 concerts and the trips that we give away, and shows that people can see, and if we're giving away some tickets or CDs or things of that nature. And we also like to focus on the specialty programs, because we have a lot of different things going on at Q101. I mean, we have a local music showcase. We have a show called the Industrial Zone. We have a new show called the Electronic Trip, which is pretty much dance music, something, you know, with more of a rhythmic feel. So as long as it's kind of tied into Q101, those are the main things that we focus on when we're on the air. Yeah.
Regarding fame, do you, like, most people know who you are, but not a lot of people know what you look like. So
right.
Do you really get mobbed when you go out, and do people like know who you are and go up to you and say, "Hey, you're Steve Fisher"?
No, I'm nobody. I'm nobody special. I'm not, you know, I'm not like Billy Corgan and the Pumpkins. I mean, my job is just to have fun on the radio, and, you know, if anybody recognizes me, that's very rare. I mean, and as you can see from this face, there's a good reason why I'm on radio and not TV. You can see that. So it's not like, you know, I go out and people are going, "Hey," you know, that doesn't happen very rarely. And I'd be surprised. Usually it's people looking for me that I owe them money. Those are the kind of people that come out to me in public. So.
Do you like it better that way, or would you rather have it, you know, everybody coming up to you, knowing who you are? And
no, I think it's fun, you know, to be on the radio and kind of have that certain anonymity. You know, it's kind of like being Batman. You know, you can do a bunch of stuff and nobody can hold you responsible for it, sort of. You know, so it's fun. It's that way. It's cool, because, you know, if I'm hanging out with my friends, you know. There's just me hanging with my friends, you know, just Steve. They don't think of me as Steve Fisher, the DJ. It's just, "Hey, Steve, what's up?" You know, and that's about it.
Did you ever, like, change your career as you were a kid, or did you always want to be a DJ growing up?
It's strange, because I was one of the few people that, like, ever since I was in 8th grade, I knew I wanted to be on the radio, and I thought it was the coolest job in the world, and yeah, it's a dream come true for me. So, you know, I grew up listening to a lot of DJs that we're here in Chicago, like Johnny B and Stephen Gary and a lot of other DJs in the past, and those guys were my influences, and that's what I wanted to do. You know, that was my dream. So.
Now, what type of training do you have to go through to be a DJ? Is there a lot of college courses?
You know, to be honest with you, it's not a lot of brain work. I mean, it's not like being a doctor or a lawyer. I think the main thing is that, you know, I went to college, and I think a college education is important, just because the more you know, as a person, you know, the better equipped you'll be able to do anything, whether it's, you know, becoming a doctor or a lawyer or a journalist or a broadcaster or whatever. And for me, I went to Southern Illinois University, and as much as it has, you know, a party school image, they have a really good radio and TV program, and I went down there and spent, you know, 5 years having fun working at the local college radio station, and it really helped me advance in my career, because, you know, without that experience there, it would have been a lot harder. There are other people who don't go to college at all and just start off working in a small town radio station, and they kind of work their way up the ladder. It's kind of like being a ball player, and you have to kind of like work the farm league first and do all the small towns before you can make it back home to Chicago. So that's what I kind of did. I worked in St. Louis for a year, and then San Antonio, Texas, and then finally came back home to Chicago 4 years ago.
Well, as you know, we had a chance to visit your radio station, Q101.
Oh,
We
yeah.
got some footage.
Sure.
So we'd like to take a look at that now, if that's
Absolutely.
all right with you.
Okay, these are the 4 CD players we have in the studio. We keep extra ones just in case one breaks down. These are the things we talk about on the air. That's what our boss wants us to talk about. And this is really interesting. It's a digital editor. We record people on computer, basically. Here's one of our control boards in one of the production studios. It's very intricate. You can see we have some goals as far as Twisted 3 as to how much revenue we raised for the concert, and we did okay. This is our music director's office. Look at all those CDs. She gets all of those CDs. That's amazing. I wish I had that kind of disc collection. These are the guys from Dishwalla. They came in to do an interview, and a lot of interviews that don't go on the air on Q101, we sometimes do on American Online, so we can even have that. That's my personal locker. See, I even have, and that's what's inside my locker. Guys have to take care of their hands. Don't be afraid. It's not like a non-manly thing. All right, here's Brian the Whipping Boy and James Van Osdol. They're interviewing Dishwalla. Back to them, and that's what they're doing in another studio while they're not on the air. And that's Robert Chase. He's on the air right now when you guys are shooting the footage. And there's, once again, that digital editor, and Robert even has a television in the studio. That's the Q101 neon industrial-looking sign in the lobby. Oh, who's that guy? Go. All right, there we go. That's Nancy. She's in music research, and her job is to call people and ask them what they think of Q101 music, and that's one of the record reps. She represents one of the bands. Here's our salespeople back there. They make lots and lots of money selling the radio station, and here's the kind of revenue that the radio station can make off of Twisted 3. It's amazing. People will spend lots of money just to be on Q101. And once again, that's just to prove we were actually at the studios. And here's some albums that some of the bands sent us, like White Zombie and Sponge and Blues Traveler. It's just kind of to say thank you for playing us on your radio station. Smashing Pumpkins sent us a commemorative plaque saying, hey, thanks for helping us sell like 15 billion albums. There's a guy in a mosh pit, and as you can see, I'm the guy getting kicked in the head there. That's me. I'm kidding. I don't know. I don't know who that is. Here's another album signed by some band members. I believe that's The Cult that signed that for us. And let's see what else we have here. Oh, these are all the commercials that we have. We have these old-fashioned 8-track tapes that we use, and commercials are what we use to make money for the radio station. Without advertising, nobody gets paid, and we all want to eat. So
That was sort of interesting. Why do you have a big picture of a mosh pit in
the lobby?
In the lobby.
I think just to more or less kind of promote the image of what our station's all about. We're all about, you know, everybody having fun. You know, and that's our audience right there. You know, people that are going to concerts, having a good time, and that's the image that we want to project to people coming in to our lobby, whether it's the listeners or whether it's advertisers, so they know right away that this is what Q101's all about.
Now, how are requests taken? Do you actually take those live, some of those, or?
Yeah, the morning show takes calls live. When I'm on the air, we have to pre-record everything, just in case somebody swears or something like that, so we can edit it out. And we have 9 request lines. And I'm usually the guy that answers it one at a time. So sometimes people call and they go, man, it took you forever to answer the phone. That's because it's like there's 9 request lines. So we try to get to everybody as soon as possible. And yeah, try to please everybody if we can and get as many requests on as we can. And that's why we have the top 5 at 5.
Now, what's the strangest request you've ever gotten, or strangest call?
The strangest request, man. There have been so many. I mean, there's some lonely people out there. I've come to that conclusion. There's lots of lonely people in the city, and a lot of times you get people going, "Hey, what are you doing after you get off work? You want to go out and meet for a drink?" I'm like, "Nah, no, you know." So you get that a lot, you know, and those kind of requests. And then a lot of them, yeah, I can't really talk about here on RBTV. I'm sorry.
Now, what steps do you have for our viewers to becoming a DJ if they wanted to become one? What kind of steps do you need to take?
I think the main thing is that persistence is the name of the game. You know, what you have to do is just anything you do in life. You just gotta go for it, You got to work hard at it. You got to stick with it. If you want to go to college, go to college. There's some great colleges like SIU, Columbia College in Chicago is a great college. There's some broadcasting schools in the area. Pursue it. Make tapes, send them out to radio stations. As far as what you should be like on the air, the best advice I can give to anybody is just be yourself. You know, there's only one Johnny B. There's only one Man Cow. You know, there's only one Brian the Whipping Boy, and those people have defined their personalities by who they are. And I mean, that's the only advice the best advice I can give is just be yourself, have fun, and you know, don't take it too seriously, and just remember that it's not a job. It's all about, you know, it's playtime. So that would be my advice.
Well, Steve, thanks for coming on the show. It's all the time we have. Thank you for watching People in Perspective.